Hi, I'm Joseph Rand from HomebuyerTaxCredit.com, your leading resource for information about the homebuyer tax credit. We get a lot of questions on the site, particularly on our blog, which you can find at HomebuyerTaxCreditBlog.com. We have a question section. We get a lot of questions. The most common question we get is, do I qualify as a first-time homebuyer? People sometimes misunderstand what the requirements are, even though the first-time homebuyer tax credit has been around with some changes since 2008. So we wanted to have a short video that explains to you what is a first-time homebuyer. And this is the basic definition. You can't have owned a home within the last 3 years. To qualify as a first-time homebuyer under the homebuyer tax credit, you can't have owned a home that you lived in within the 3 years prior to closing. So make sure you measure that. It's 36 months. So if you owned a home after June 30th, 2007, you're not going to be eligible, because the latest you can close on a home purchase and qualify for the tax credit would be June 30th, 2010. So if you owned a home after June 30th, 2007, then you owned a home within the last 3 years. But there is some good news. It doesn't mean literally you can't have owned a home before. They don't mean first-time home buyer literally. It can be that you owned a home previously. You might have owned a home in 2003 or 2004. All that time. It doesn't matter. As long as you didn't own it within the past 3 years, you qualify as a first-time home buyer. Also, it doesn't mean that you can't own property. You might own a piece of real estate that you keep for investment, that you have renters living and paying you rent. You might also own a vacation home. You might own a second home. You can own any type of real estate as long as you didn't live in that real estate within the last 3 years, meaning that you never claimed to the IRS that it was your home within the last 3 years. So, to recap, you can't have owned a home within the last 3 years prior to when you close. But you can have owned a home before, as long as it wasn't within the last 3 years, and you can own property now as long as it's not something that you use as your home. Well, we hope you find this helpful. As always, we'll remind you, before you make any decisions, check with your accountant, and have a great day. Thanks.